Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Hanachirasu. So yeah, let's just continue the story. I'm not going to do any long intro or anything, so let's just hop in and let's see what will happen next. Also, apparently the second Blade Arts OST is for the final battle, so I will hear it at some point. So yeah, it's still not in the game. I never heard that, so I wonder how good it is, because it won the vote pool, so it must be good. Unless I'm one of these people who one of these who would like vote for another thing, because it's also a possibility that it won't be my favorite thing. But we'll see. Let's go. No, that took a while to load. That was weird. Okay. Akana often takes lunch outside. He doesn't have to, of course. If just lunges about in Yumi's room, someone will come and bring him a meal, better than anything he could find elsewhere. It's simple that Akane prefers to eat cheap food by himself during lunchtime, which is why he's here, rather than at high-end restaurant. Oh.
しけてるって言葉、割と気軽に使っちまうけど、この店は本当にしけてるよな。
Okay. No, not very. I'm trying to adjust the volume. I don't know. I hope it's fine. This is the same place where Igarasu was. At least the background is the same. It is the same place. Okay. Wow, nice. Okay. Akane pushes past the girl and enters the restaurant. As always, the room is devoid of customers. Okay. He probably is. Oh my god. I love her. Oh my god, so good.
お前の人生の悲劇はこの完膚なく流行らない蕎麦屋であって、ここからの解放ってのはいずれ訪れる最終的決着悲劇しかないだろうから。
Akane is so savage.
無駄なんじゃねえの？そこ
まで言うか。Oh, the bird moved, looking at him.
なんで俺こんな店に来てるんだ？聞くな、知るか、来るな。きっと僕は君のことが好きなんだね。
Okay, Akane, you are like... Okay.
人類が恋愛という概念を手に入れて以来、最悪の断り文句じゃねえかな、それ。
I believe they were harsher. Akane takes a seat against the wall. The only advantage of an empty restaurant is being able to sit whenever you please. Akane prefers the corner seat, which he can admire the desolate scene in all its desolate glory. I swear Igarasu will come by. Oh, we have the profile for her. Okay, that's the first time. She so don't like it. He looks up at the slowly advancing girl and commands her with his gaze to bring him water and take his order. It doesn't work. She keeps on pummeling him with insults. Wow, your personality is just freaking awful.
あんたの目を見てると本当にそう思うもの。ああ、神と両親と子孫の名誉に。
She nods repeatedly, seeming quite pleased with herself. Akane waits for lightning to strike from heaven and burn this soba shop to ash, but to no avail. Nor does the owner, whose existence Akane is beginning to doubt, emerge from the kitchen with a pot of boiling water.
たく、どうしてあんたみたいのがいつまでものさばってんのかしら。滝川商事もほこどめの会なんかよりこういうやつを抹殺してくれればいいのに。
Wow, 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 so savage. That actually hurts.
いいわけねえだろ。府内随一の治安戦力が社会の害虫を差し置いて純真な一青年を弾圧しててどうする。
あんなの別に害でもなんでもないじゃない。私らを狙って襲ってくるわけでもないし。そりゃ街中でチャンバラやらかすのは鬱陶しいけど。
Yeah, they pretty much do nothing to the citizens. So to citizens they are not terrorists. It's like they're just a group that's opposing Tokugawa. They don't care.
そういうもんか。
Yeah.
まあテロ集団なんてないに越したことはないから潰してくれたのはせいせいしたけど、またすぐに新しいのが生えてくるでしょ。
Yep. Pretty much. Like you cannot just like destroy one group and hope that nothing else will rise. Like they will probably rise like a phoenix from ashes.
そりゃそうだろうな。
And just as she says, to anyone not directly involved, the destruction of Hokkaido no Kai has little meaning, if any.
それよりあんたのどこが純真よ。あんたは絶対女を不幸にするタイプ。確かに面はそこそこ見られるからバカな娘には好かれるんだろうけど。
Okay.
いいから注文取れよ。
あんた何様のつもり？
客客。
Well, he is a customer.
ああ、そうでしたっけ。じゃあさっさと行って高いの頼んでよ。さあ
Okay.
ねえよ。
1万で作ってあげる。うちのかけそばと吉野家の牛丼で。
Okay.
古代広告にも程があるんじゃねえのか、そのメニュー。利益。
うるさいなあ。この店あんたみたいのが来るせいで客の入りが良くないのよ。
Makes sense.
ところで稼がせなさいよ。
Yeah, if like shady people like that after coming to the place, then of course the rumors will spread.
いや、この店が流行らんのは
Akane calmly points at his shoulder.
人に飯食わすとこで動物飼ってるアホのせいだろ。
Wow. Wow. Pigeon's cry is powerless to break the silence. Powerless. For a full minute, the girl stares off into the space, as though watching the Leonid meteor shower pass by, and then...
注文は？
タヌキ。
Okay. There's something comforting about the empty restaurant. It will get boring in half of an hour or so, but it's fine change of pace for the time needed to finish lunch. Even the rattling of pots and pans and the absent cries of the pigeon coming from the kitchen are not annoying if he considers them mood music. Looking up the ceiling, Akana suddenly breaks into the bracketing smile. The girl would no doubt find this quite revolting, but fortunately, she's out of sight. Akana has spotted a large hole right in the middle of the ceiling. The hole is about 10 centimeters across, too big to have been caused by the termites. Maybe that girl punched it out while she was cleaning. Punch it out. It's hard to believe that a shop this small without a broom or mop long and sturdy enough to do the deed. But he's pretty sure the girl could find a way to manage it. A good waffle racket coming from the kitchen can't possibly have anything to do with making soba after all. Okay. Maybe there is something about that. Unless it was Igarasu who did that. I don't remember. Did he like do something in this place when he was here before? I don't think so. I don't remember at least. But that's not what has amused him. His smile is directed, not at the hall, but at himself, for only noticing it just now. He comes to this restaurant enough often to be called regular, though this kid would sooner die than admit it, so why? He knows the reason. I feel light. I'm more relaxed than I've been in a long time. Relaxed enough to see things with new eyes. So what? Was he burning with impatience all this time? Must be it, he thinks. Frustrated with days spent in meaningless indolence, he developed a sort of tunnel vision. He was focused on his absent nemesis, to exclusion of all else, and therefore saw nothing. What else he missed? And now that the ultimate avenger has come for his head, armed with merciless bloodlust and strength and skill to surpass his own, Akane finds himself noticing holes in the ceilings of soba restaurants. What gives? He can't help but wonder with a laugh. It's not as though his monomania has cured itself. But the thought that his enemy is out there, somewhere among all the scenery, is enough to raise Akane awareness to new heights. With his heightened perception, even this bar and restaurant hold a few new discoveries. For example, Akane never knew this place had a tatami room, or more accurately, it had simply never stuck into his mind. He couldn't care less about a room he would never use, so his brain treated it as though it didn't exist. Also, I just remembered that there was comment under the previous episode that I don't remember exactly now, but during the training scene that Akane had and stuff, they mentioned the technique that was often mentioned and used, I think, in Muramasa actually, and it was used mostly in one of the duels we had. I'm not going to spoiler stuff, but yeah. I mean, Kagaki is main character, so one of the Kagaki duels, obviously. Couldn't care less about yeah, okay. If this were any other day, he likely wouldn't have noticed it, even though, by some fluke of nature, an actual customer is sitting there. Okay. These are the thoughts that go through Akane's head as he matches stares with the woman sitting across him. Across the room. Oh, it's the... what was her name? Not Igarasu, something. The red hair. Itsurin. Okay, so he knows her. Wait. Okay. Akane leaps up in shock. Itsurin. So she knows both Akane and her, and she knows Akane and Igarasu. Huh.
Yeah.
Hi, Itsurin. Damn, she's huge. I mean, actually not. Akane is very short, so she's not actually huge. She's half head above him, so she's not actually that big. It depends on if we are talking on height or something else, but in terms of height, yeah, she's not that big actually. If you think about it, because Akane is very small. In contrast, Itsurin appeared completely unperturbed. She merely fits her hand in casual greeting. This entirely unexpected encounter has sent a number of questions trembling through Akane's mind, the most pressing of which is why this woman is so damn calm. And you never noticed, huh? Okay. The long-haired woman pauses to slurp her soba, seeing the noodles on the plate before her. Akane recalls that she always seems to prefer them cold. She's Fujiwara Itsurin Mitsuaki, a swordsmith, from whom Akane has known since he was a child. Okay. Most modern smiths forge large, heavy swords, perhaps a reaction to the decline in law and order. Itsurin, however, ignores the trend, preferring instead to forge light blades of a reasonable length. Her works are known for being exceptionally sharp and easy to wield, the only two quantities that she claims are necessary in the sword. I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, heavy swords have like some advantages as well in terms of like power and durability, but yeah, that makes perfect sense. A rival of hers once called her out over this, arguing that the battlefield demands blades that can strike at the distance and withstand stress of the impact of other weapons. It must have offended him that she was a blacksmith despite her sex, and one who showed no interest in carrying favor with her peers. Itsurin refused to back down, and so the argument escalated into the duel. Well, this guy would have like a lot of problems in Muramasa with blacksmiths. On the appointed day, the man arrived to the duel with a mighty sword that he boasted would shatter any of Itsurin's weak blades. It was 88 cm long, wider than any man's hand, and must have weighted over 2 kilos. In answer, Itsurin reached into her sword case and pulled out a metal bat. Well, if that's all you're looking for in a sword, she said with a shrug when the metal accused her for cowardice and the foul play, then you might as well just use one of these. In the end, the duel never happened. Okay. I mean, she's not wrong. It would still cut. The sword would still cut. So it's not exactly like the metal bat, but still. Kinda nice analogy, like it. Her attitude and beliefs made her unwelcome in much of the swordsmithing community, but while never many, she always had a few supporters who would purchase her creations. And Akane is one of them, huh? Yep. Akane's sword too bears the name Itsurin Mitsuaki. Okay, so both Akane and Igarasu have swords from her. I mean, Akane should just ask her if she knows where Igarasu is. I mean, come on. She's a blacksmith for both of them. So you can like, she's like the first person you should think about if you want information. His first impression is that she's not changed since he last saw her 4 years ago. Maybe her hair is a little longer, but that's it. He's sure that she's still the same Itsurin, inside and out. She is the sort of person who only knows one way of being. Therefore, Akane decides not to ask what brought her into the city. Back when he knew her, she always seems like someone who might appear anywhere at any time, especially when least expected. Even now, 4 years later, her being here is surely no more than a coincidence. Even her attitude suggested that it was only a whim that brought her here. Okay. So he don't necessarily likes her for some reason. I wonder why. Is that true? Okay. Maybe it is true. Okay.
いいからさっさと来いっての。まるで必要性を感じねえんだけど。話がしたいならあんたがこっち来りゃいいだろ。
Okay.
私は座っていて、君は立っている。運動効率の観点から見れば、動くべきがどちらか。
Nice one.
そういう風に相手の流儀に乗って任そうとするあたりがあんたのやらしいところだよな。
He wasn't really reluctant to sit with her. He had merely slipped back into his old habit, still with him after 4 years of making a token show of resistance to everything Itsurin says. Okay, I see. So just like a squabble between friends, I guess. Even after Akane has seated himself across her, Itsurin says nothing, only studies him with her gaze. He too refuses to speak first again, feeling the meaningless urge to deny her the upper hand. He's able to endure the absurdity for only 5 seconds, but just as he is about to give in and ask her what she's been doing, it suddenly breaks the silence.
変わっていないな、君は。
Okay.
あんたもだろ。4年やそこらでそう変わるかよ。そうだな。4年だ。君が
So he disappeared, huh? So I guess he murdered that girl, like, from the backstory 4 years ago.
道場はどうなった？カノ道場か。私が知っていて、君が知らないことといえば。
Is there in pauses to take a drink of a water? The wild skin of her throat pulses once. Okay, so the Dutch is gone.
そうかい。惜しいと思うか？ああ。いいところだった。あの道場は。そうだな。
He means every word. I kinda thinks back to that old dojo. He was happy there. Everything was perfect. Until that fateful day. Yeah, when you killed that person? Once the Kurano-ryu Kano Dojo was one of the most respected schools of swordsmanship in eastern Japan. Although its future was threatened for a time by multiple deaths in the founding family, the rise of the two great disciples, Igarasu Yoshiya and Takeda Akane, breathed new life into the failing school. Okay. Then came the day to decide the successor. Igarasu and Takane dueled. Okay. For the right to marry Kano Misuzu, the granddaughter of the previous master and the last living member of the founding family, the victor would become the new Kano Patriarch and continue the succession of the Kano-ryu masters. Okay, my theory is that Igarasu won. Oh wait, no. Akane won. Because Akane said to Igarasu, did you complete the technique? So... Akane won, probably. But on the other hand, you can say that Igarasu won and Akane, out of jealousy, just murdered Misuzu. Everything was perfect until that fateful day.
いつりん。あんたは知ってるんだな。何をさ。4年前に何があったのか。はって。すっとぼけんな。知らなかったら、お前生きてたのかってまず聞くだろう。
Okay.
生きているものに生きていることを問うなんてのは、哲学者の領分であって、鍛冶屋のすることじゃないけれど。
Okay. She takes another drink to wet her lips.
法律上、君はすでに死者だ。
Legally dead. Okay.
4年前の北陸震災で建物の倒壊か崖崩れかに巻き込まれて今もどこかにいるんじゃないかと見られている。
Earthquake.
知ってるよ。けど私は話を聞いたんでね。
So she's known all along that Akane was alive and the reason for his disappearance. He doesn't need to ask who told her. Having receiving the answer he expected, Akane moves on.
俺が何をしたか聞いたんなら、いろいろ問い詰めたいこととか。
Well, that would be nice to know.
そうしてほしいのか？全然。けど、あんたの質問には答えるよ。
Okay. Akane feels like he has a duty to tell her, just as she has the right to know. Interesting, I wonder why. Maybe she's sister of Misuzu? Because I assume that was Misuzu who he killed, right? At least that's the only name drop that we had. And yet?
Yeah.
Just shaking her head after a few moments of thought.
いいのか？うん。そうか。
Okay. Should he be thanking her? No, she's not holding back for his sake. He doubts she's doing it for anyone's sake, even for her own. It's all likelihood. It's simply the response that her position demands of her. I can realize that he's staring off into space. I guess that makes sense of her personality if she's like proud blacksmith and stuff, like the past don't matter to her. Really, I mean it matters to her, but it's not like she's going to like chase it forever. The past is in the past, she's still going to make swords. I think that's kind of drill, you know? She will like repair Akane's sword and everything. If he asks her, she will not ask questions. I can realize that he's staring off into space. He turns back into its syringe just in time to meet her own gaze, also returning from the trip into the void. Once again, that ever mysterious smile is upon her lips. Okay. Akane casually tosses her his sword, sheath and all. Okay. She shouts, drops her chopsticks to catch the hilt in her right hand.
どうせあんた今の俺の剣がどんな面してるか見たがるし、見ればどんな使われ方をしてきたか
Okay.
大体はわかるんだろ。
まあそうだが、どうも年下の男に見切られるってのはいい気分じゃないな。
Okay. While grumbling to herself, Itsune styles the swords a few inches from its sheath. As he watches her stare at the cold steel blade, an idea suddenly pops into Akane's head.
ついでだ。しばらく預けるから研ぎも頼む。
Huh. Interesting. He's leaving his weapon. That's dangerous. You need to find a new weapon. Like, in Tokyo, you need weapon to defend yourself. It was, like, established.
こっちじゃどうもあんましい研ぎ師に縁がなくてさ。あんたの素人研ぎの方がいくらかマシだ。
Okay.
構わないが、東高の片手間芸より腕が劣る研ぎ師しかいないなんてことはあるまいに、この町で。
いい研ぎ師がいるかって話と、そいつと俺に縁があるかって話
That is true.
と、また別だろ。
But you can ask.
友達いないんですよ、こいつ。
Yeah. Hi, welcome back. The girl appears out of nowhere, practically drops his bowl of soba in front of him, and vanishes just as quickly as she came. Watching her go, a thought passes through Akane's mind. But what was the number for the health inspector again? Okay, that was good. When he turns back, Itsune is looking at him like the mother whose son just came home after being bullied at school.
とにかく頼んだ。
ああ、私もそうするつもりだったしな。
え？
いや、それじゃあ、これ。
Okay. After shifting his sword and setting it aside, Itsune reaches into her pocket and tosses him a small box. Akane plucks out of the air its box of matches, with the name and address of the hotel printed on the face.
私の宿だ。刀はそこへ取りに来い。
Oh, okay. I see.
ああいいよ。
代わりの刀はあるのか？
一応はな。
ちぇ。
なんだよその舌打ち。
ちょうどこないだ打った刀が手元にあるんだよ。
You mean that's not exactly...
思ったんだが。
I mean, it is a sword, but it's like not unfinished. It's kind of like unfinished. It's just a blade, okay? So it's hardly... It hardly can be called sword, per se. It's just a blade.
いいもんなら買うけど。
He had a habit of buying quality swords, even if he doesn't need them. A habit that had gotten him into trouble on more than one occasion. It must be a fate, as a swordsman, he's given up fighting.
本当か？もちろんいいものだぞ。まず、名は殺戮幼稚園。
Slayer of kindergarteners? What? Why?
いらない。
なぜだ？せっかく漁業っぽく思われないよう名を
Oh my god.
わけわかんねえけど。それ、精神健常者に売る気あんのか？
名は単なる愛嬌だよ。刀自体はいい出来だぞ。
It soon reaches into her sword case and pulls out wakizashi sheeted in unfinished wood. After accepting it from her, Akane draws the blade and examines it closely. It's about 39 centimeters long, with a rare double-edged tip.
やたら軽くないか？それに鉄の色が変だ。
Some kind of different metal? Old steel, okay. He's heard of such a method. Swords from Sengoku period and earlier were forged using metals that are lost today. No manual exists to tell how they were made. Okay, so she's basically a genius and prodigy. This is unfortunate result of long history of oral tradition among swordsmiths who feared to put their techniques in writing lest they be stolen by rival schools. The ancient swords that still exist today are unmatched in beauty and even functionality by any of modern make. It is no wonder that smith across Japan strives zealously to uncover the secrets of their creation. Okay, so she's probably one of the next in the line to like inherit the blacksmith knowledge about this. One method is to forge swords using the steel that dates back to medieval times. The old ways of smelting have also been lost, and many smiths believe that may have been the key to the singular properties of ancient swords. Might it not be possible to forge sword of similar quality using the same steel? It's said that some of the finest blades of the modern era were forged using this method. Okay. You are just bullshitting us now. Oh my god, it's from cans? What the fuck? Really? What? Yeah, sounds like it. In a fit of disappointment, Akane passes the wakizashi against the corner of table, effortlessly bending it to 45-degree angle. Okay, she just... Okay. Okay. What the fuck? It's... yeah, it's easy to repair because it's bending all over the place. Aluminium, yeah. Yep. Okay. So this sword is pretty much useless. Why are you trying to sell it? I think you're just bullshitting us with this. Akane sticks the wobbly masterpiece back into its sheath, grabs Itsurin by the collar, and stuffs it between her breasts. Okay. You can have it, just hold it there. Then he plops back into his seat and attacks his untouched soba. Yeah, he don't care.
1年ほど前に頼まれて打って依頼人が金を払えなくなってそのままになっている脇差しがあるがこっちはそれほどいい出来じゃない。
It must be some good sword, right? She's just weird. She just called aluminum sword being like amazing. So...
大東は打ってないんだ。4年前からね。あれが最後だよ。
Your wind. Okay, so Akane's sword is wind, and Higarasu is called how? Itsuri Mitsuaki has the unusual habit of naming her swords. Most smiths carve only their name and the place and the time of the blade forged into the nakago, the stem of the blade that is seated within the hilt. Itsuri, however, gives each of their blades unique name, as if they were human child. Kaze, or wind, is the name she gave to Akane's sword. Most of her names are chosen for no clear reason, though not as insane as Slayer of Fetuses or whatever. He still doesn't understand why she chose wind. According to her, it only has the meaning when combined with the other sword she forged along with it. The other sword? While watching the ever-slowing movement of his own lips, Akane felt his thoughts slipping into the past. Okay. What's the name? He remembers that sword in the hands of his new master. The dazzling shine of its naked steel. The dreamlike beauty of the patterns it carved in the air. Sacred, inviolate, its name was. Son? Son? No, come on. You cannot leave me without... Akane sits down his empty bowl. Come on, you cannot do this.
どうしたんだ
You cannot do this. Come on. I want a name. God damn it. What is it? He asked, wondering why Itsurin has fallen silent. She never even finished her last sentence.
いや
Fuck, why? Tell me. And the reason why I say sound, because in my mind, when I heard wind, I thought about wind and sun tale. She smiles softly, so it would like work together in terms of tale, but like it's like she don't have like reason to, you know, name source randomly. I mean, she's naming it randomly, but the tale is like, you know, wind and sun, so like north and wind and something sun, I don't remember correctly. So it's like a pair. So these were created as a pair and she did the name for pair, so she just went with this. That's my theory about that.
こぼしもせず器用に食べるなって思ってただけだよ。
あ子供じゃあるまいし。
He takes the napkin, she hands him and raised it to his mouth.
ああ
Now he gets it. I kind of been grinning this whole time. Oh, okay. No wonder she thought he would have a hard time with his noodles. Okay. Oh, come on, we don't have a name. Only a man with darkness in his soul can hate the clear blue sky. Ikarasu knows this, and yet cannot help but gaze with loathing upon the cloudless canopy above. It never ceased to amaze him. How little the weather seems to care for the wish of man. Surely it does not even know of our existence. Or perhaps it does know. Come to think of it, such a brilliant blue can only be the work of the malevolent wheel. He longs for the pouring rain that practically turns this strait into the river a few days ago. Moving off to the side to avoid crowds and rushing people past. He breathes a heavy sigh. It feels like every breath that escapes his lungs is packed with poisonous gases. So why then is his heart still so heavy? Of course, he's just breathing the poison right back in. Thus Ikarasu Yoshia waits, stewing in his own hatred and rage, and wishing for nothing so much as a hole to crawl into to hide from the dazzling sun. Okay, this is... Okay, now it's time to see if they know each other or not. They know each other, okay. I mean, sorry to keep you waiting, okay, makes sense. Even the other party arrival fails to improve his mood. The squinty-eyed man approaches at the jaunty gate, rendering an aura of affability as mercilessly bright as the sky above. One might expect the man in his position to take care not to be noticed, but such corners are clearly the furthest thing for this man, for his mind. Ikarasu says nothing. He knows what sort of man he's dealing with. Accepting him to behave rationally would be just as foolish as asking the sky to blot out the sun. I don't know why. Ikarasu's sprite is still the weirdest one. I cannot get over this. I don't know why. Like, his whole sprite is weird. I don't really like Ikarasu's sprite. I don't know. Like, this guy is cool. Ikarasu's... I don't know. He just feels weird.
すべて滞りなく。ああ、いえ、実は多少。 滝田さんが駅の改札を抜けるときに少し揉めまして。
Uh-huh.
警察か。
Surely not. Igarasu can imagine any police officer having the ability or desire, for that matter, to spot and detain a disguised Hokodoma no Kai member. Only Takigawa guardsmen are capable of that. Could they be keeping an eye out for survivors, the right from the other day? That would be a far greater threat than the rare policeman doing this job. And as luck would have it, the man shakes his head at Igarasu's hopeful question.
いえ、あの人この間から水水定期券買って使い始めてるんですけど、あれで自動改札通るのってコツ使えるじゃないですか。滝田さんまだ慣れてないもんだからもたついて。
Oh, okay.
しかも後ろが使えてたんで、もう焦ってああいう時ってパニックになっちゃうんですよね。
他には
沖の旦那が出陣前の血祭りを。
Pre-battle blood sacrifice, okay.
なんだそれは。
Huh?
また街中で一人切っちゃったんですよ。あの人なんかスリとか置き引きとかの小悪党を引き寄せる電波でも出してるんですかね。今日はひったくりでしたけど、すぐに追いかけてってズバーって。
Okay, we have some weird guy who's just like killing everyone who try to pickpocket him.
まあ、今朝がけにバッサリとやられて生きてる人もいないでしょうね。
Yeah.
そこまでせずともよかろうに。
いいんじゃないですか、別に相手は盗賊ですし。
Yeah, that's not the principles that Igarasu has.
でも周りの人は旦那が切るところしか見てませんから。近頃じゃあの人、有楽町の辻斬り平蔵なんて呼ばれてるらしいです。
Okay.
似合いだな。他には。
井ノ口くんがうちで飼ってる鶏が卵を2つ産んだから今日は勝つって言ってましたよ。なんか吉兆らしいです。
一応確認するが、優先度の高い順に話しているのだろうな。
Yeah, I want that as well. Like, this guy is weird.
もちろんです。
How is this important? What do you mean? What the fuck?
ならもういい。
Igarasu cuts him off with a sigh. If there is one good thing to be said about this man, Watari Shirobe. Okay, so his name is Watari Shirobe. It's that he isn't persistent. He doesn't insist on making conversation when you show no interest in talking. This time is different, however. When Igarasu turns away, Watari thrusts something small and square at him. He reflexively goes to knock it away, but he stops when he realizing what it was.
これはヒューラの。
Hiru, huh?
ええ、あなたが使ってください。
しかし。
He knows what the object represents. It is very knowledgeable. It is this very knowledge that stays his hand.
ご承知の通り、これは日浦さんのそばで死んでいた敵の所持品です。おそらく彼女と差し違えたのでしょう。
Huh. What is he talking about?
驚くべきことですが、このカードは有効です。
Card is still active? What?
信頼できる筋から確認しました。ここ数日間に滝川本社の警備管理部から登録抹消されたカードはない。カードの紛失を確認していないのです。
Okay, for what?
これはまだ使えます。
Watari voice lacks emotion, belling an immense import of his words, but Igarasu shares in the surprise all the same. The opportunity presented by this card is nothing short of a miracle. He can hardly believe that such luck is possible. But if Watsuri trusted source says it's real, then it must be so. Igarasu is aware of how Hokodon no Kai gets its information, and there's no doubt it's for an instant. Is this like, you know, it's like a pen drive. Like SD cards, yeah. Is it something like this? Something similar, and they can like play some kind of like camera footage or something? Are there cameras even in this world? There should be, they are like fairly advanced, right? But on the other hand, Tokyo is supposed to be like pure. But cameras are just maybe. Nah. To put it simply, Takigawa spies aren't the only ones in town.
単独の戦力として最も期待できるあなたにこれを託す。
Okay.
皆の意見はこの点で一致しました。
Okay, this is weird. So this is not like camera footage, it's something else. You can use it, okay. It's like one-time thing then.
受け取ってください。
It's weird. Garasu says nothing. He simply reaches out and takes the card. A VIP security pass. Oh. Oh, okay. Proving total access to the Takigawa headquarters building. Okay. I'm just dumb. Okay, that's what they mean by card. And it's still working, okay. God damn it. This is what Hirua left behind. Yet despite the enormity of what it represents, the card itself is nothing more than the small plastic square with an embedded microchip. So, Hirua is the girl that died after, like, you know, Akane had his way with her? Is that the name of the assassin? Or it's someone else? I think that's her, right? I think that this is all that remains of her. Yeah, it's probably that. Because he also was at the scene, so he probably took this card from her. Makes sense. Igarasu recalls the woman named Hirua. He doesn't remember her given name. They weren't close enough for that, evidently. But he remembers how well she treated him. Yet he and the rebel warriors had a common goal. But that was no guarantee of friendship, especially not between brooding outsider and the idealistic member of the underground militia. Hirua was the one who bridged that gap. He never wanted her to become another victim of his quest for vengeance. Yet, she's not the only one. Many died during Takigawa raid. A raid that was led, as he heard, by a man in bright crimson kimono. The warriors of the Hokodomo no Kai were fighting for their own ideals, and their deaths were merely the end result of that struggle. Igarasu knows this, and yet he cannot suppress the slight trembling of his hands. There's no denying that the feud between him and Akane contributed to their slaughter. Why is Akane able to do such things, Igarasu wonders. Surely it was not for Tokigawa purposes that Akane led the attack. He must have had his own reasons, or he never would have been there. In all likelihood, he massacred the rebels simply because they were between him and Igarasu. Well, he tried to find you. To follow the fundamental moral principles that exist in the hearts of all men, obeying their dictates without fear or death, or thought of one of desires. This is the way of the warrior, of those who serve by sword and the spear. Has Akane forgotten this most sacred law? Igarasu already know the answer. Ever since that day 4 years ago, the day Igarasu defeated Akane. Yeah, so I was right that Igarasu won, and he probably killed for like jealousy and stuff. Defeated Akane for the right to become the next master, and the day Akane slew Misuzu, Igarasu's wife. Okay, yeah, so I was right. To be ever since day, Igarasu has known that Akane is what Akane is. He's a man who can murder 100, 1,000 for the sake of his own selfish goals, and not feel the slightest shame or remorse in the doing. To call this strength makes Igarasu sick to the stomach. And yet, if this is what it takes to exact my vengeance, if I must possess the same strength in order to defeat him, then I too. But you already defeated him one time. So, what's your point?
ちょっと待って。Akane。
Oh.
大変だったんだから。
Oh, they're talking about the ride. Wow. That's not the time when you should talk about this actually. But okay. Even Akana's impressed by the complete lack of sincerity in his voice. While he has no particular desire to lie to Yumi, it seems that everything he says to her when not in a thoughtful mode tends towards the sateful end of the spectrum. Well, he's suppose he did feel like it, so his words aren't completely false. While those thoughts play through his mind, Akane buries his face in Yumi neatly trimmed hair. Akane breathes in Yumi's scent, amused by her inability to get angry despite knowing she should. He wonders if her soft citrus fragrance is a natural or light perfume. Either way, it pleases him. He inhales deeply, savoring the scent of her femininity. Akane does not have very particular tastes regarding facial features or the body types. It has the smell that he fixates on, okay. Akane dislikes strong perfumes. Natural fragrances are alright in moderation, but even a tiny splash of some pungent chemical made that smell like nothing found in nature is enough to turn him away. Akane is grateful that Yumi never uses such thing. Many says that Takiya Yumi rules the old capital, and they are not mistaken. But there she seems a little more than a lonely child, clinging to whatever purchase is offered to her. As though, to soothe her, Akane gently kneads her breast. Akane resumes trusting. It's stand tall and strong, its last yet unsettled. More. Obeying his burning desire, Akane trusts shaft into Yumi's half-open mouth. She accepts his length with the langstream enthusiasm. He runs his fingers through her hair, watching as she services him with a dreamlike expression still on her face. I mean, she is adorable. Like, he's not wrong. Feeling his second climax going on, Akane decides to let her continue like this for a while. And after that, he will take her again. A sound plan, he thinks. Oh. And we have like actually lovely after scene. See, I said at the beginning that this looks like actually a wholesome scene. Huh. This is actually pretty cool CG, this one. Sure, background is like blurry and stuff. But Yumi like that, lying next to him, and yeah, this is actually kind of lovely. And he's like not interested at all. He's just like looking far and probably thinking about Igarasu or something. Someone once told Sakana that Yumi had a brother, though he doesn't recall who. It wasn't her at last. At least, this is the first time she has spoken about him herself. Okay. Akane stares at the ceiling, listening with half of an ear to the woman in his arms speak of her past. Nightfall is close, and unlit bedroom is dim. Still, surely this is no time for someone with Yumi responsibilities to be longing in bed with a man. On any other day, she would still be at office, with at least another couple of hours to go before she could get away from work, if she could get away at all. Days like today are excitingly rare. Maybe it's a special occasion, but Akane isn't concerned enough to ask. He simply continues providing the minimum input necessary to keep the conversation going. Hmm. That's true. You can have a picture but not remember a person, so it's just like it would feel just like a not like some random person that you don't have like any feelings towards.
ああ
He can feel that Yumi no longer looking at him. She must have closed eyes.
その人が死んでから僕はその人の代わりになったってこと。
Oh, maybe he was supposed to be like in her position in Tokigawa like company.
後継ぎになったってことか。
Yeah.
それと男に。
男？
後継ぎは男でなくてはならないから男になれって。
Okay, so basically be harsh, work hard, I guess, and just like not fall in love and stuff like this. Like not show any emotion that you would normally show.
どこ触ってるの？
Okay.
いや、ちょっと不安になって。
Just to make sure if she's still a girl, okay.
今さら確認しなくったって知ってるでしょ？
Wow.
ああ、お前のそこがどんなんかはよく知ってる。絵に描けるくらい。
Wow, really? A sharp crack echoes through the room.
性転換させられたわけじゃありません。
Yeah.
そりゃまあそうだろうな。
That would be pretty damn impressive if they had. Akane musses as he rubs his redness cheek.
表向き男ってことにされたのか？でも、
女性として生まれて育てられて戸籍上もそうなってるものを
Yeah, like I thought.
男性に変更できるわけがないから、
うん、
男のようになる前女に見られないようにしろ。女と思われるってことは甘く見られるってことだって。
古くせえな。市ヶ谷決起から何年経ったと思ってやがる。
だよね。でもそれは本当のこと。滝川の社長は女よりも男の方が望ましいのは確かなんだよ。言わなかったから。みんな僕がとうとも感じてないって。
I feel sorry for Yumi. Aww. And this is actually a wholesome episode.
どうせ子供だからそんなことされてもなんともないだろうって思ってたのかな。昨日まで当たり前に女の子
Yeah.
みんながそう言ったよ。父さんも母さんもおじさんも教師もメイドも八坂もみんな当たり前のようにそう言った。
Mm-hmm.
僕が平気で受け入れると思って。
Exactly. Yumi's voice breaks down at the end, and she clings to Akane with all her might. He accepts her embrace, yet without flinching. Her feeble strength, a far cry from anything that could be called manly.
茜だけだったんだよ。
He's the only one who sees her as a woman, huh? And acknowledges her as one. She rubs her cheek against his chest. The heat of her skin is softened by something cool and damp.
茜だけが僕に女を要求してくれた。茜だけなの。僕には。
She pauses, as though struggling with what to say. When at least she speaks, her voice is soft and shy, like a child revealing her most precious secret for the first time.
愛してる。茜。
Aww. Why I feel bad for Akane and for Yumi now. I feel bad for Yumi in general right now. Like I kind of feel bad for Akane now as well. Why? Why? Oh shit. It's a memory of Misuzu. I laugh. Oh! Misuzu been a wife to Igarasu and she confessed to Akane. Oh, wait. If you think about this, it's possible that she never loved Igarasu. Because that marriage was set up by the duel. Maybe she wanted to, maybe they like agreed on this death. Maybe she wanted to be either with Akane or not living at all. Oh. Akane pushes Yumi aside and leaps out of bed. It's the same. It triggered memory in him. Only an extraordinarily witted individual could fail to understand the meaning of his tone. In the heavy silence that follows, Akane gathers his scattered clothes and begins to dress. While sliding his arms through the sleeves of the crimson kimono, he noticed that his phone received a text message 30 minutes ago. Yumi's voice is timid, as though it is taking every ounce of her courage to speak. Akane keeps his back to her as he reads. The message is short, but its few lines are enough to make him clench his teeth in frustration. Oh, that's the special occasion. I feel so bad for Yumi. Oh my god. Oh. Taste of blood fills his mouth. He must have beaten his cheek hard, but there's no time to worry about that now. He shoves his phone into pocket and makes for the door. Yeah. Oh shit! Well, that's important. Oh crap. He's out the door before she has a chance to answer. After taking a few purposeful strides down the hallway, he hears a dull thwack from behind him. Probably the sound of Yumi's pillow hitting the door. But Akane is no longer in a position to care. Yeah. But we are speaking about his sister, so I would say it's more important. I'm sorry, Yumi, I feel for you. But we're talking about his own, like, only sister that you have left. So I guess his whole thing being like employed by Takigawa is to like pay for his sister medical attention or something. So he's doing it for her, I think. Okay. Giga Corporation, ruler of the Tokyo economy and the Hokkaido no Kai, Tokyo's largest terrorist group. And we'll see this in the next episode. We'll have probably Akane visiting his sister. Wow, that was a pretty good episode. I like this. I really enjoyed this episode, and I really feel bad for Yumi right now. I don't know what to think about this. It was wholesome, and it's sad at the same time. Yeah, I don't think I have like anything to say, to be honest. It was kind of emotional episode. That was good. It was a very calm episode if you think about this. We had like meeting with the old blacksmith. I mean, we learned that she created Akane sword as well. And this is the pair of swords. A bit of backstory for Igarasu's wife, and which was called Misuzu. And possibly we know the truth why she died. Possibly. So anyway, that will be it for this episode. So thank you all. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for supporting me this whole time. And I will see you in the next videos. So thanks once again. And for the Pocket Watch is going out.